Welcome back, Factory fans. Last episode, we laid out a roadmap for delivering metallurgic science back to Nauvis. Now it's time to put that plan into action. So first, we need to lock in an efficient build to produce rocket parts and orange science for shipment. Then we'll face the challenge of taking down one of those massive demolishers to claim a valuable tungsten ore patch. We've got a lot of work ahead, so let's dive in and get started. Alright, there's a couple of things we need to figure out now that we know how to produce metallurgic science packs. The first of which is, how do we deal with the demolisher to get a constant source of tungsten? So looking at the demolisher's entry in Factoriopedia, it's immune to like everything except for physical, poison. I don't know how to deal poison damage. Explosive is like 50% resistant as well, and electric damage. So I think physical is our best bet, because if you look at electric damage, I think you look at turret, there's an electric turret. This is new to Space Age, but it requires electromagnetic science pack, which I don't have. So yeah, and it consumes 12 megajoules of energy per shot, doing 120 electric damage every half second. That takes so much power. How much does laser take per shot? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. 800 kilojoules. What? But this is more for like AoE, right? Because it's like energy per shot and it jumps between targets, etc. But it doesn't seem like it's what we want to do. So what I'm thinking is we go with physical damage. So let's establish some factories that can get us there. We need to make bullets, obviously. So let's get ourselves a bullet factory. Let me pull out the iron belt. We'll just do it like right here. It's fine. Fine, we're continuing our main bus / shopping mall concept. It's all good. Nah, maybe this is probably wise to do out separately somewhere, because we might need some stuff. Anyway, we'll grab that. We'll get the iron fed in. There's only going to be one yellow weapons thing as usual. That can make yellow weapons. That's not a problem. Then with the yellow weapons, we need to feed that into some sort of belt, and they need to feed 3 red weapons factories. And they also need steel and copper, so I'll peel those off. Do the steel here, do the copper here somewhere, jump that over, and we'll input that into the other side. Standard process, nothing special. We're gonna make a quick red weapons factory, and then we will start outputting the red ammo, and then when we get enough red ammo, we'll see how much it actually takes to take down a demolisher. We also need the turrets themselves. We're good. Oh, killed the wrong bloody belt. What is happening here? Where is this place? Oh, the iron ore thing from the back. Silly. Whoa. We've got to defend the back of the iron ore mine, and now stuff is killing it. Right, that makes a lot of sense. What an idiot I am. They can come and repair that, but we need to fix this before we do anything. Give me a second. Alright, bit of a hack job, but I think this will do it. Just walled off the back. Oh my god, I completely forgot there's like a back entrance to this base area. I've like walled off the front, and then I just like completely forgot that there was a back to this. And there looks like there's a biter expansion nest that happened like right here, which is super annoying. But that's okay. We've walled it off now. This biter nest is super strong. It is constantly sending these behemoth spitters over to my base, destroying all this stuff constantly, which is super annoying. What if I destroy like every second turret so they don't get spat on as much? I think these turrets that are like right next to the wall, the spitters are like trying to destroy the wall and they're constantly getting wrecked. But that's fine. Let's just add a couple more around here. We'll just add a second wall of turrets here, preemptively knowing that there's going to be a bunch of spitters coming down this way too. Alright, great. Let the drones work on that. They're getting to work pretty well. Great. Let's get back to the task at hand. I've completely forgotten what I was doing. I was building ammo, right? I was building... Oh, man, I should have had this just done before I did the other job, but that's okay. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been doing anything because I'm peeling off the wrong belt. That was silly of me. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Let's get actual copper in. Okay, and that should make red ammo. I want the red ammo to go into a belt, and it can just store into a box for now until I can figure out what I want to actually do. How have I run out of steel boxes again? Let's just make all the steel boxes so I never run out. Great, so we got red ammo going as soon as I get some power to this whole shindig. And with red ammo, we can figure out, we need gun turrets, alright? Where's my gun turrets? What do we need to make a gun turret? We need iron, copper, and gear. So we've got iron, copper, and gear somewhere here. Gear is over here. This looks like a great place to build another factory. Well, I'm almost done. That's why I'm just building my stuff wherever now. I'm almost done, as in I've almost figured out my build. I just need to figure out the demolisher, right? Iron, copper, gear, make gun. Great, you can make some guns slowly. I don't need like too many of them. So while that's doing that, I need to stock up a lot to get the demolisher going. In the meantime, if I need tungsten, I have a good idea on how to get it. So what I'm going to do is check my power first. So I got 35 megawatts of power. I'm going to grab my solar panel build and I'm going to copy this. I can only do this in the daytime. We should probably save this blueprint either way. Let's just chuck it somewhere. Oh man, I have like nowhere good to put anything. Now, how much does this solar array generate? Let me see. The solar array generates 2.8 megawatts of power. How much does a big drill require? Production, a big mining drill requires 300 kilowatts each. So that solar array is more than enough to power quite a few big drills. So my plan is grab a solar array, grab some big drills, and then go quickly build it in the tungsten thing, grab all the stuff, and then get out when the demolisher comes and kills you, right? So what I need is a couple more big mining drills. What am I missing for it? Tungsten itself. Okay, did I have any more tungsten? I don't think I had any more tungsten carbide, did I? Okay, so I need a tungsten. Let's go try out this strategy. This is why I reserved 2 big drills, right? So let me grab this stuff and let's see if we can't do what I'm trying to do. So we don't need to pick up the tungsten, I guess. Wait, the big demolisher destroyed all of this stuff. Let me just delete the stuff in the big demolisher's way. Or maybe I can power it. Hey, wait, what happened? Oh, no. It rebuilt this. All right, that's fine. So what I was thinking is, let me just quickly blueprint this before the big demolisher comes and gets annoyed at us. So what I'm thinking is we'll put down a box, right? We've got power to these 2 drills. Then we put down a solar array. Oh, that just doesn't fit. That should be enough though. Oh, let's just do... I don't need the full solar array. I've only got like 2 drills, but maybe later I'll have like more drills, right? So it builds that, the drills start drilling, and we grab as much as we can, and when the big worm comes, we deconstruct the 2 big drills so we don't lose them. Alright, the demolisher is angry now, and it's also nighttime, so I can't do anything. I heard a demolisher. Where'd it go? Ah, here it comes. Okay, so the demolisher is angry, and I didn't save my thing. Alright, we'll come back for it later. We got 50 tungsten. This is a dumb idea. Last time we got like 500 tungsten before the demolisher came. Maybe we should find a different tungsten patch. Maybe there's like somewhere else we can do this where there's like no demolisher. Let me go look. How do I tell if it's daytime or nighttime? We should probably save it with the accumulator setup as well. We'll upgrade it next time. Let me just build it again real quick somewhere. Now this is kind of dumb, isn't it? Let me grab more tungsten. I need more big drills to make this effective. Otherwise I'm going to be waiting around for ages for like a tiny bit of tungsten. We'll take this 50 back and we'll see how many more big drills we can make out of it. Alright, we're back. So here was my plan. I didn't save the blueprint for the big drill part, but I got 7 of these drills now. We can do that. And then what we can do is get a belt. Get power to these. Then we will mine them into a box. Crap, I put all my steel boxes away. Alright, we'll just mine it into one of these boxes. That's fine. Alright, moment of truth. So when I put my solar panel down, I think everything's good to go. So I've got my solar panel with accumulators this time. I hope it's morning. Nope, it's nighttime. All right, we'll just wait till it's morning. Oh, it's morning now. All right, cool. The drills are going. Everything's going. I'm going to copy this whole blueprint and we'll just put it anywhere temporarily. We'll put it onto my toolbar as well. So that's our blueprint. We'll come here. I don't care if they destroy the solar panels. I just don't want them to destroy this stuff. So when the demolishers come, we'll just run away. Look how fast that is. We've got 2 stacks already. We just have to wait here. I don't see any demolishers. We've got heaps of tungsten now. The accumulators didn't even provide enough electricity. Wait, no, that's just because I don't have a electrical tower. Really. Keep going. There's no demolishers yet. Alright, I think I'm happy with this amount of tungsten for now. I'm not going to push my luck. Let's get rid of everything here. Okay, it's more tungsten from the rocks. Sure. Don't want all my solar panels to be destroyed, otherwise I'm going to have to ship more from elsewhere. Now I noticed my science has also dropped to 0, so there's obviously something wrong with my base. I've got to check that out after I deconstruct this and get out of here. Now that's a short-term way of mining tungsten. The long-term way is to kill the demolishers, right? And create a permanent base in the death zone. So I think I've got enough stuff. Let me just check this is all being crafting. Yep, looks like it's been doing its thing. We've got nearly 1,000 ammo now. Why do I feel like I can make a 4th ammo factory, even though mathematically I shouldn't be able to? Am I out of these? Anyway, let me drop my tungsten somewhere. Where's my main factory area? Here. Let me drop my tungsten in here. I don't want to just make metallurgic science because that's kind of useless to me right now. I just need some spare tungsten in case I need to build like more drills or something or other. But my main goal is to currently test the thing. So I'm going to go fix my science and then I'll be back. This is what I was afraid of. We're missing agricultural science, which means something screwed up with this thing. Damn it. And we're running out of ammo. So we're going to fix this Gleba issue ASAP. We have run out of Yamako. What? The Yamako is spoiling. Well, we've got heaps of Yamako. What happened? Did our base get destroyed? I don't understand what's happening right now. Give me a sec. Let me figure this out. I've run out of steel? What? How did I run out of steel? Oh, there's iron on this belt. Damn it. Some silliness. There we go. How did iron get on this belt? Interesting. Is this a systemic issue or not? Okay, this is all working again, which means I can get rockets again, I hope. Hopefully fast enough to sort this out. But how did iron get onto that belt? Is it something weird that I did? Let me backtrace this belt. It's coming from the steel area. The steel is... I think there was like a little issue I did where I accidentally put some iron onto the steel belt when I changed this over. Because I switched one of the things to iron smelting. I don't know, I'm scared. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. Rockets are being made again, which is good. Pretty much as fast as they can be made. And hopefully we have enough ammo in power to get that sorted. It is still going back to Nauvis. No, it's going back to Gleba. Did it just drop off some science? Oh no, we're going again. Alright, cool. Everything's good, I think, hopefully. There's some random bugs in my system, as expected. It's not a data engineering plays episode unless I find random bugs in Factorio. But anyway, we've got plenty of power. We got everything good. So we're going to go and try to kill the big demolisher. I'm going to go hunting. We've got a bunch of turrets. 48 is way too many. And we've got a bunch of bullets now. Let me get rid of this yellow ammo in lieu of my red ammo. Okay, we've got red ammo there. We've got stuff. We don't have food, so I might die. But yeah, as long as everything else is fine. Let's get rid of this crap. Let's put our normal gun turret combo back on. And let's go and kill a demolisher. Whew, wish me luck. First I need to go hunt one down, and then I can kill it. We could sacrifice a mining drill by drawing one over. I don't want to do that. Let me just go see if I can hunt one down. There's got to be demolishers around. Alright, let's test this out. How many turrets do I need to kill a demolisher, you guys reckon? Let's just drop all the turrets over here in its path. Let me get it all set up. And let's just put bullets in all of them. It's not doing anything to it. And it just killed all my turrets. Did that do any damage whatsoever? It's still on full health. What the heck? That didn't do anything. Run! Run! Alright, never mind. That didn't do anything. And it killed all of my construction drones. Oh my god. That was terrible. Alright, oh, I guess it wouldn't have been that easy, right? Now, that means we definitely can't defend our tungsten base like that. We need to kill the demolisher. I have a hunch that when you kill a demolisher, it frees up this area. Otherwise, why would this area be shown in grids? So we just need to kill our local demolisher, which I believe is this dude here. Right? Ow, what the hell? What was that? Yeah, we just need to kill this dude somehow. And he's a small demolisher segment. This is a small demolisher with 30,000 health. How much does a bullet do? 8. 30,000 divided by 8 plus 9. 17. 30,000 divided by 17. We need 1,700 bullets fired at the demolisher to kill it. Okay? Assuming it doesn't kill all of my turrets before it's able to do that. And all my research is done. Nice. We need more damage. We can do projectile damage 8. Let's focus on our production because our rocket fuel is our slowest thing. So let's get rocket fuel. Not plastic. Maybe steel I think is more useful. Obviously mining efficiency. These are all infinite. So let's just double up on all of these. Maybe plastic as well. Oh, low density structure productivity. Oh wait, that requires metallurgic science. Never mind. What is this? Recycling. That's something from another planet. And this thing, asteroid reprocessing. Ooh, that sounds interesting. That lets you change the asteroid 40 20 20. Otherwise what does it become? Nothing. So either destroy, 20% chance to destroy the asteroid, 20% chance for it to become something else, 40% chance for it to become itself. What? Okay, never mind, that sounds useless. Anyway, we will continue to try to solve the demolisher problem. I think the way to go is just more bullets and more turrets. So I'm gonna just build, like, surely if I build, say, 5,000 bullets, right? I can go kill that small demolisher. 5,000 bullets in a giant turret train, all loaded up with, say, 50 bullets each. Like 100 turrets or something. So like, say like we go 200 turrets, and that's 1,000 bullets. So a whole box of bullets. Surely that will kill a demolisher. What do you guys think? We'll give it a go. And I think my theory is, once you kill the demolisher in this box, it will free up this box forever and you never have to worry about it again. If I'm wrong, someone tell me that in the comments, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to let things stock up its stuff. What is wrong with Vulcanus? Oh, right, my test turrets are getting destroyed. That's fine. We'll put these bullets back. Now, is there anything else I can introduce other sources of damage? Like, how do I do poison and stuff? Well, what is poison? I know it was weak to poison too. Poison? Military 3. Slow down capsule poison capsules in a combat shotgun. Thrown. Creates 1 poison cloud. Area of effect does 8 poison damage. So that doesn't sound very useful. Isn't there like a follower robot that does this? Maximum follower robot. Destroyer defender. Does a destroyer do electrical damage? Robot lifetime 120 seconds. Shooting speed 3. Does 20 plus 14 electric damage. This sounds useful, but it requires a whole setup to get done. Okay, never mind. We'll just go with our turret plan and see if it works. 200 turrets, 5,000 ammo. All right, we'll wait for that to happen. The 5,000 is 1 row, right? 1 row is 1,000. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a whole box of ammo. And then we'll go see if we can kill the destroyer. Mathematically, it says we can, but obviously the destroyer has regen as well. And also it depends on how fast it's killing our turrets. And we got to get rid of our drones because our drones are going to rebuild turrets with no ammo in it. Did I bring more drones here somewhere? Oh, thank God I have more construction drones. All right, next problem that we want to solve is the build itself. So we've figured out how to make metallurgic science. Obviously, tungsten is a problem, but let's figure out the rest. Do we have any more foundries? So low density polymer is easy to make here, right? Because I saw a recipe for it earlier. It's just this, which is just molten iron, molten copper, and plastic. All right, that's super easy to make. We'll obviously, once we get the proper plastic source. But that's not going to be a problem, so we can definitely do that. Then the next step that we need to do is blue circuits. So blue circuits is just sulfuric acid, right? Yeah, blue circuits is just red, green, and sulfuric acid. We know how to make all of that, and we've got sulfuric acid directly pumping out of these sulfuric acid vents. So we don't even have to chemistry that, which is excellent. Finally, the last thing that we need to make is rocket fuel itself. So rocket fuel is not particularly easy, but it's not particularly hard either, because we can make light oil from heavy oil, and heavy oil can be made out of coal, calcite, and sulfuric acid, which is all readily available in oil refineries. So we can make light oil, or we can use heavy oil to directly make this stuff, the solid fuel from heavy oil. We can do that. Any excess heavy oil we can then convert into light oil, and then we can make rocket fuel. the standard way, which is just, yeah, solid fuel and light oil. So we got to do that setup. Great. So we know how to we know the full process now on Vulcanus. You guys know what the next step is. It's time to go into our test bench and create a nice, neat little compact build that we can export, you know, maybe like 2 signs per second off this planet. And once I do that, I will be right back. So I came up with this to sort of understand the volume that we need stuff in. This is like without beacons. So roughly like 2.5 signs per second. You need this many foundries to produce that. You need this many foundries to support that amount of tungsten plate into this much metallurgic science. All the rest of the process we've gone through. I mean, so we'll just go through it real quick. We're basically taking in the calcite. We're turning the calcite and lava into molten iron, and we're turning it into molten copper. We're feeding it down this main bus, and we're producing a bunch of stuff. Everything that it can be produced is shown here. So we can take the molten iron, we can turn it into plate, steel, or gears. We're not using the steel or gears in the build at all, as you can see. Over here on the copper side, we're turning the copper into molten copper into plate. We're turning it into copper wire. We will be using that in the build because that needs to make the circuit part. Anyway, on the right here, we're turning the coal into we're using the simple coal liquefaction process to turn the coal into heavy oil. From the heavy oil, it's going to get processed into a variety of things. So first of all, it's going to get cracked into light oil. The light oil is going to get cracked into petroleum. Then the petroleum is going to go make plastic for the build. Then over here on this side, the heavy oil is being used to make rock solid fuel, and then the solid fuel is used with the light oil that's being cracked over here to make the rocket fuel that we need for the build. Then over here we are using the raw materials from up here to do our standard green circuit, red circuit, blue circuit process. Sulfuric acid is obviously free on this planet, so you can just tack a belt of sulfuric acid in from anywhere. That'll get us our blue circuits. Same ratios as last time we showed on Gleba, like 0.16, which is what's required for a rocket. So we need 0.16 of everything, and we're producing like 0.2 here. We're producing 0.2 here, and we're also producing, using this foundry process, 0.4 low density structure. So that's pretty good. The low density structure process just uses the plastic and the molten stuff from before. Now over on this side, we're going to deal with a bit of the tungsten processing process. So we've got our tungsten ore coming in, and it's being, well, wherever you're getting your tungsten ore, at the moment just feeding it from an infinite source. But the tungsten ore comes in and it gets mixed in with the carbon. At the moment, the carbon is just coming from an infinite source. Later, I'll deal with that properly. But essentially, you need about this many assemblers to produce the required tungsten carbide. Then that tungsten carbide is going down. You also have this process over here to produce the tungsten plate, which uses more ore and a lot of the molten, or a little bit of the molten iron. So you get the tungsten plate out, you mix it with the tungsten carbide in here, and then you get your metallurgic science pack. Also, you need molten copper, and that's why you need a lot of molten copper. That's why there's more molten copper makers than molten iron makers. So this is kind of the build that we're going for. It's ugly as hell, obviously, as you can see. But it was just to sketch out like a rough plan for myself to understand the processes that I need to integrate. So obviously I've gone and made myself a compact version of this build, and you can see that over here. This is this entire process compactified into a tiny little thing. So let's go through it real quick. We've got a source of sulfuric acid, a source of coal, a source of carbide, and I was testing with a source of tungsten just to see how many big drills I needed. But for some reason in creative mode, my system says it requires 30 tungsten ore input, right? And apparently you need this many drills to make 30, but that's not right, because a drill actually produces like 2.5 or something in reality. I don't know why in testing mode it's producing much less. There must be a glitch or something. But yeah, we can see a mining speed of 2.5 normally, but for some weird reason the mining speed here is like 0.46, and I can tell it's a bug because I tried to do a mining setup for coal as well. Your standard mining drills, first of all, it's producing stuff. You can see time is going. It's producing stuff and nothing's actually coming out of here. Additionally, if I look at max rate, it says these 84 miners are producing 1.5 per second, where 80 should be producing enough to fill a blue belt easily. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I've just used infinite sources for the other stuff. You can sort out the build when we'll sort out the build when we get to the actual planet, right? And I'm pretty sure you don't need this many tungsten miners to support it, because you only need 30 per second. But anyway, we've got our tungsten coming in, we've got our coal coming in, we've got our calcite coming in, we've got molten lava coming in, and we're going to start our build. So going from left to right, you can ignore this stuff, we'll go cover this stuff later, but going here, we're just mixing the coal and the tungsten into a singular belt, and it's going to feed all of this stuff. You can see everything is beaconed by these 3 rows of beacons, but we've cut down, instead of 5 of these things, we've only got 2 now, and with 2 we can produce enough molten copper for the whole build while it's fully beaconed and productivity moduled. Over on this side, we only need 1 iron maker to oversupply the entire system, so that's making all our molten iron. Then immediately that molten iron is mixing with the tungsten ore from this belt to produce tungsten plate, and that tungsten plate is going out to feed our orange science build. And the tungsten carbide is coming from just above it over here. It's mixing with carbon. Now, how am I making carbon? Well, I've introduced this. What am I doing? I've introduced this new process. It is a coal to carbon maker. So it's the process is, it's just called carbon. So basically it takes some like 2 coal, 20 sulfuric acid, and it outputs a bunch of carbon. So that way we don't have to ship it in from space. It will produce the system will produce its own carbon using the same coal belt that we're going to need for other stuff. So the coal's coming in, it's making carbon. Carbon's being fed in with the tungsten ore and sulfuric acid to make tungsten carbide. Those two are merging to do the orange science process that we talked about earlier, as well as the molten copper, which is being fed in from like around the back over here. So that's our orange science process. Now, to get the orange science shipped to space, we need to obviously create rocket parts. So how do we do that? To start with, let's go over the first part, blue circuits. Well, blue circuits is being made over here. We only needed 2 machines to make enough, but when it's sort of just sitting underneath these speed modules, you really only need like 1 of these machines to constantly produce enough rocket parts for 1 rocket. I haven't tuned the qualities, but I think everything in this system is like overproducing. So it's going red circuit, green circuit, and sulfuric acid. Well, sulfuric acid's easy. Red circuit and green circuit's being produced right here. How's the green circuit being made? Well, the iron plate and the copper cable. So you can see where the molten copper and the molten iron come out. They're going down here to make copper plate, iron plate, and then the molten copper is going down here to make copper plate. Not copper plate, copper wire. That copper wire and that iron plate is immediately being merged and sent over to make green circuits right over here. That green circuit is feeding both the red circuit and the blue circuit machine directly. Because it's being affected by these speed modules, I only need 1 of each of these buildings, which is nice and elegant, I guess. To make red circuits, yeah, that's the green circuits covered. To make the red circuits for this, we've got the red circuit maker over here, and the red circuits need copper cable and green circuit, which we've covered, but it also needs plastic. How are we making plastic? Well, you can see we've got a plastic producer right next door, and a plastic producer takes coal and petroleum gas. So the coal we talked about already before, it's just a coal feed over here. Wherever your coal source is, just feed it, split it, and put it over here, and it's going out and around the back and going down, around, and feeding into the side of this thing. So that's the coal covered. The petroleum. The petroleum is right next door over here, and the petroleum requires light oil and water. We only need 1 machine when it's being affected by all the beacons to oversupply the system. It needs a light oil and water. Well, let's start talking about the water component first, because the water is a little bit interesting in this system, and water leads to power as well. So this machine over here takes calcite and sulfuric acid and produces so much steam, 7100 steam under the effect of all these beacons. No modules inside it either, just the beacons. It produces 7100 steam, and that 7100 steam is actually enough to power the entire system. So you can see the steam is coming out, and then it's running all of these turbines over here to produce like 300 megawatts of power or something like that, which is actually what you need for this whole system. But it is also being condensed right next door in this steam condensation process to produce all the water for the whole system. So it's being condensed, the water's coming out, and it's feeding all the water processes for the rest of the system. So that's the water covered. And where is the light oil coming from? So if we work backwards, you can see the light oil is coming out this way, and then over here it's being created. So we're using the heavy oil to light oil process because at the moment that's the only process I have access to. I know there is a coal liquefaction process. I haven't done this with proper coal liquefaction, but I don't know, man, this is like really complicated because it takes coal and heavy oil and steam and creates petroleum gas. I don't know, like it's probably a better process and you should probably integrate this, but to get this you need to have already researched Metallurgic Science Pack. I'm sure you can modify this system to use this more efficient process later, but for now we're just using the simple version of the process. So the simple version of the process takes in coal, calcite and sulfuric acid, all materials that we've already covered. That's why we have this, it's placed along with the same coal calcite belt as this other stuff that's using the calcite. So the coal's being tacked off here and it's creating heavy oil. The heavy oil is running upwards over here to get cracked into light oil. One machine, again under the effects of all this beacon, oversupplies the entire system. That light oil is then being used in two sources up here. Firstly, it's being used in this place to turn the light oil into solid fuel. Then the solid fuel is being pushed immediately next door into this assembler to make rocket fuel as well as the light oil. And the rocket fuel will come out, it will go over here and feed our rockets. Great, so that's the light oil covered. Then more light oil is coming out here, over here, and being used in the petroleum process, which is then producing plastic, which is then producing the red circuit, which is then producing the blue circuit. Now blue circuit is going around outside and feeding our rocket process. Finally, we've got our low density structure process, which is just the molten iron, molten copper, and you can see it's just taking the same molten iron, copper from there and molten iron from there, and it takes plastic, I believe. So that's this plastic process. You can see one inserter feeds this way, one inserter feeds this way for the red circuits, and this way for the low density structures. Correct. So low density structures is being produced, created, and shoved into our rocket silo, allowing for continuous rocket production under the effects of Productivity 2 modules. The science packs are being routed around the side into these two logistics boxes because there is a second export for this planet, which is the tungsten itself. So if we look at what tungsten is used for, it's actually used in this green belt stuff. So all of this green belt requires tungsten plate. So you probably want to send this off into your main planet. I mean, you can make it here. I don't like the idea. I mean, you can make these items here and then ship these out from Vulcanus, I guess, but I think I like the idea of just shipping out tungsten plate directly. So at the moment I've just got some logistics requests up in space just to test how continuous this sort of process is, but we can see that it backs up. Like if I delete both of these and we start again. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole process. So the tungsten is in excess over here. So if you look at this process, we've got like 0.5 tungsten per second in excess. So a little bit of excess tungsten will come out here every now and then, and that's all I think you need to feed everything. So that's that, and you can always extend it because this is actually producing 4.5 science per second. So if you need more tungsten, just get rid of one of these, because why do you need 4.5 orange science per second? I don't know. The system can support 4.5 orange science per second, but I don't think you're ever going to need that much science. So feel free to just delete one of these and just produce more tungsten if you ever need to. But I've blueprinted this whole process, and you'll notice I've started using blueprint books. Thank you for that suggestion, Power. Now my blueprint section is so much more cleaner. Well, the Vulcanus one's not in a blueprint book because I only got one blueprint. If it's only one blueprint, I'm not going to use it in a book. But yeah, there it is, the blueprint. So we're going to slap this down on Vulcanus. I don't think there's anything else I haven't talked about in this, but if I've missed anything, I mean, the sulfuric acid, you know, is just going to come from like pump jack somewhere. Let's just max rate the entire system and have a look at what is in excess and whatnot. So the whole system requires 6,550 steam to run, which obviously this thing produces 7,100. So we're all good in terms of power and steam. It requires 1,300 lava to run. Now, that might require 2 of these, because this... Wait, that's the lava maker. 1,200 lava. So yeah, we might need like 2 pump jacks to run this whole system. So yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. Not a problem. Then we need this sulfuric acid, 929. That's a lot of sulfuric acid, but I'm sure we can find the pump jacks to cover that. Then we just need a red belt of tungsten, and again, this is wrong. If it's like 2.5 per machine, it's roughly 10 minutes, right? We should be able to do this off 1 tungsten patch. Obviously, tungsten is not renewable. It'll eventually run out. So we're running everything with productivity modules as well. So maybe 10 or 15 of these should cover that. Coal, we've seen coal on the planet, then we don't even need to talk about coal. And calcite, we need a tiny trickle of calcite to support this whole system to run. So I don't think there's going to be any issues with this at all. The only other thing is that these machines, they produce a lot of stone, and I've had to burn the stone into lava. As you can see here, it's barely keeping up with a system like this. It's pretty crazy how much stone we have to burn. So if you want, I guess you can produce concrete off the back of this somewhere if you need concrete. I don't think I need concrete because this system is an all-in-one system that's going to constantly launch rockets into space for me. We're going to run it at 64 speed just to verify that it all works. So let's look at power first. Yes, it flashes orange every now and then. You can obviously extend the power system a little bit more. I've just left it like this for neatness sake, just to make it like a kind of a box, but you can see it's very easily extendable. You can just add more turbines. The turbines themselves are barely, well, yeah, you've seen how much steam is being used, right? And I haven't even used like modules in here. If you need more steam, just add some more modules in here, add some more power, and you should be sweet. But I mean, come on, it's good enough, right? There shouldn't be any power interruptions to this system. It's not like we're going to get attacked or use laser turrets or anything. There's no threats on Vulcanus, so this system should just run without interruption forever. Now I'm on 64 speed and it's just going, right? The foundries are just power hungry. Look at that. But anyway, the power is all good for me anyway. I don't really care that it flashes orange every, 10 days or something. Now the rockets, you can see the rockets are constantly producing and it's constantly launching. And just alternating between sites. Now we emptied the boxes before, as you saw, so you can see what the stock of stuff looks like. Obviously with 4 science machines running, your science is just overstocking, and then eventually it's going to stop, right? So if I delete one of these science makers, it should still supply enough, and then you just get more tungsten. See that? Well, tungsten's coming out. So you can kind of tune this however you like. You need more science, put another machine back. You need more tungsten, take a machine out, whatever. You can even probably wire it up to like go, hey, how many is in this box? If there's lots of, if the tungsten's under half, then stop this machine. If the science is under half, then make this machine go. Anyway, that's a little bit too complicated and fancy for me. I don't need that. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole machine. I've been running at 64 speed for all this time. I don't see anything that's going to stop this from happening. The only thing I can see that's going to stop this from happening is once we drain our tungsten supply. We need to probably come back here and make more tungsten, but by then we should have researched all the key technologies our metallurgic science pack requires of us. So yeah, nothing to do but implement this system and get it to work. Oh yeah, by the way, in 64 times testing, we should check these are fully running and backed up. As you can see, the blue is fully running and backed up. Actually, I don't need to show you that they're all fully running and backed up because I'm showing you the rockets continuously producing, right? Continuously producing and launching rockets means that all 3 systems that are making this is constantly producing and never backing up. And obviously these 2 boxes you can see are just completely full all the time. So this system works and produces a lot of metallurgic science. Let's try to implement it and see how we go. Alright, welcome to our terrible factory back on Vulcanus, and we are going to rip this all up and implement it. But obviously we need a tungsten supply, right? So we need to go deal with that worm. And I had between recording last session when I was talking about how I was going to deal with the worm with these bullets and turrets, I've had like a sleep overnight. And when I woke up, I had a brilliant idea to maybe have a look at a better way of dealing with it, because 200 turrets and 5,000 bullets just seems like a overly excessive way to be dealing with a problem like this. We will definitely use the bullets to help us out a little bit, but I think there's a better way to do it. So I've been looking through my options, right? In all my military, like what can I do? Can I like poison them or something, like do anything, right? Maybe these distractor capsules will help. I don't know. There's a poison capsule, but what I've checked out is this thing. Look at this thing. Look how much damage this thing does. This thing does 2.8k plus 6.4k physical. And we only need to deal how much damage to our worm? We only got ourselves a small demolisher over there, right? A small demolisher only has 30,000 health. If this thing does what it advertises, 8k, what's 30 divided by 8? 4 shots is 32k damage? So I need to hit it with 4 uranium cannon shells. So is there a cannon turret? I don't think there's a cannon turret. So I'm thinking the only thing that fires a cannon shell is a tank. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. This thing does it. So I just need a tank that can fire 4 cannon shells at the thing, and then we're done. And we've got everything we need to make a tank here. We just don't have everything we need to make all the cannon shells. So before I make the tank here, I'm going to go back to my home planet and set up a cannon shell factory. Let's go back to Nauvis. And before I set up the cannon shell factory, I want to do something with my Spidertron that I keep forgetting to do. Where's my Spidertron? It's dead. No. Spidertron? It can't be dead. No, it's here. Oh, God, I thought Spidertron died. Yeah, I'm gonna do something with the Spidertron because I asked you in the Spidertron episode to give me a name for the Spidertron, and one of you have asked for the name, so I'm going to name the Spidertron after you. So the viewer that watched this was Random Fellow, and he wanted the Spidertron to be black and named Shaka. And Shaka you shall be. Welcome to the crew, Shaka, and you wanted it to be black. Black is just maximum RGB, right? That's grey. How do I make black? Oh, this is as black as you can get a Spidertron? No way. Is it this is black then? That's black. There you go. 000 is black. 255 is a white. Cool. So we've got a black Spidertron named Shaka. Now, welcome to the team, Shaka. Can I remote control you? Drive remotely? No, apparently I can't remote control Shaka from when I'm... Oh wait, I can. There you go. Yeah, we can move the Spidertron around. We can go get it to kill stuff if we wanted to, but we're not going to go do that. We're going to leave Shaka parked here because I don't want Shaka to die. Okay, cool. So that's that done. Back to the task at hand. We need to make uranium cannon shells. So I'm guessing the best place to do this is obviously around where we have uranium. And, well, should we split it? Why are you guys not making stuff? You're not making red ammo. Red ammo is not making because you have no steel. I'm guessing that's because the steel is jammed. Has this like never made ammo before? It has. What happened to it? Where was steel ever input into this system? What? I'm so confused. How? Well, I see red ammo on the belt. What? I'm very confused about what's going on here. But that's fine. I don't need that much uranium ammo production, I believe, because, well, we'll fix it very soon when we come back to this planet. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm super confused about that. But I think we've got plenty of uranium ammo to supply space station powers trips back and forth from here. It's got plenty of uranium ammo, so I don't have to worry about that for some time, but I do need to put that on my to-do list to fix at some point. Oh man, I love Factorio because just random stuff like this happens. Like, I can very clearly see at some point in time red ammo was being produced, and I definitely remember there was uranium ammo in this, and I've definitely checked that it was working. But at some point in time, I have screwed something or other up such that there is no more steel coming in from this system. What? I'm super confused. It must have been being merged here, and I must have deleted something. But I can't fix that now because I can't drain a belt remotely, so yeah. But that's okay. Oh, I see. When I changed the steel system around, I cut the belt that used to go in here, and I never put it back. I understand now. That makes perfect sense. Alright, great. We'll fix that next time. That's fine. Our one uranium ammo maker seems to be supplying enough for everything. Anyway, getting distracted. What do we need for these cannon shells? I'm guessing we're going to need steel. One cannon shell requires steel and plastic and explosives. That's fine. Steel, plastic, and explosives. Oof. All stuff I haven't been making. This is going to be a pain in the butt to do remotely. Should I just fly back here and sort it all out, or should I just try to do it remotely? Alright, let's do it one step at a time. We'll figure it out. So it needs a cannon shell, and then the cannon shell needs to be added to uranium. So I'm going to do this via botmole because I can't be bothered to do this anywhere else. Yeah, I'm going to do this via botmole. So I'm going to take the uranium from here, but everything else I'm just going to do via bot. So let's get speed done, or productivity. I don't know what I'm going to use for this. Probably speed, but we can take the stuff we need from here. We're going to make a cannon shell, and the botmole requirement for a cannon shell is whatever it requires. Explosive. Now, explosive is not being supplied anywhere, but it is being produced over here. So in theory, we just need to put it under logistics, right? And explosives is not even being created because the water has been cut for God knows how long. Dear God. What have I done, guys? What have I done? I think when I was experimenting in this place with my oil supply, I cut the water and never built it back up again. Why do I have no construction bots doing anything? There's like 3 construction bots in this entire network. What? Where's all my construction bots gone? Request 300 construction bots. Request 300 logistics spots. Is that a thing I can do? Will that take it from the bot stations? Okay, great. This is connected and producing explosives again. We're going to take some of these explosives and put it in a chest. So we've got a home for explosives now. And it needs power. Okay, all my bots were over here constructing the wall, I believe. Is this thing supplying construction bots? Where is my bot maker? Here. I don't feel like it just took the construction bots out of here and put it out into there. Okay, let's just cancel that. So they do exist somewhere. I wanted more into the system, but I don't know if I can load more into the system like this. I feel like I just grabbed 300 construction bots from like back over here. But that's fine. We can let it do its thing. I think I screwed up my logistics network. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really bad at logistics, apparently. But anyway, we've got some explosives over here. So that's the second ingredient for our cannon shell. And I hate doing everything remotely. If I was here, I wouldn't even be making a bot mall version of this. I'd be making an actual version of this. Damn, where's my uranium? I can't even see where I am in the map. I'm like so disoriented when I'm doing it like this. So plastic can be grabbed, but there's only 12. And steel can't be grabbed. Why? Isn't there a steel chest here in the logistics zone? There is. Did I not request from buffer chests? Yeah, request from buffer chests. There you go. Plastic is not being buffered anywhere. Yeah, I don't think I've got plastic buffered anywhere. In fact, I don't even think I have proper logistics here. Actually, I do. Alright, let's put the buffer chest in here for plastic as well. Now, plastic also has a home. I don't want a full thing, right? I need to in the logistics network for plastic. And we need to stop it at, say, 1,000. There we go. Now it'll grab plastic and put it into the logistics network. I think I have to do the same thing for explosives so it doesn't fill up, right? Otherwise, this is going to keep going. 50 times 10, 500. So we will get this grabber and tell it to check for 500 explosives in the logistics network. Great. That's 2 down, 1 to go. Steel as well. Did I do a steel box? Is this thing checking? Less than 2k steel. Great. And it's cool. That's good. So we've got everything required to make cannon shells, apparently. And you're making cannon shells now. Great. I don't care about cannon shells. So let's get the cannon shells directly fed into our uranium cannon shells. And apparently I only need uranium and cannon shells to make this thing. And then I can put that into a buffer chest and just let it fill up. And we can give that a home. Uranium cannon shell. Very, very slow. So let me chuck some speed modules into here. We've got a lot of cannon shells here, right? Get a second one going. Then we can get this going out this way and going through here. And you can grab it from here. Get 2 going. So you need some power to this whole thing. That'll do for now. We don't need a billion of these. Now we need to make our tank while these uranium cannon shells are being done. On my space platform, I'm just going to request a stack. That's not my space platform. We want SS Raimi. We want those definitely. We don't want that anymore. We don't want the rocket silo. Oh, I deleted everything for the rocket silo. Damn it. I should have just unticked it. Why did I delete this? Oh well. We'll fix it next time. I should really do these logistics groups properly, but whatever. Now we need to get the cannon shells onto the rocket. So let's bring them. Uranium cannon shell. A stack of 100. I only want like 10. Maybe like 30, just in case I'm an idiot and do something wrong. Uranium cannon shell, that's the one that I want. Damage 6.4k physical, 8k damage per cannon shell. I think that's the way to go to kill this thing, but we'll see soon enough. Now, while those cannon shells are being loaded onto my space platform, I need to make the actual tank, right? So to make the tank, I need engine units, steel plate, and advanced circuit. Well, I have all of those. We've got engine units here. We've got heaps of backup of engine units. And this is why I didn't want to dismantle my factory yet, in case I needed stuff for this exact purpose. So we've got all the engine units, advanced circuits. We should have a bunch of advanced circuits, right? Where's all our advanced circuits? It's all in this box. Then we need Steel. Steel is not a problem. Don't we have a box of steel somewhere buffered? Got plenty of steel. So with that, we should be able to make a tank. We can make 2 tanks. Let's make 2 tanks just in case we die with one of them. Then in theory, we just need the stuff for the tank, right? Do we even need anything special for the tank? Let's put a tank down. I've never used the tank in all of Factorio. It needs fuel, and we're making some sort of fuel, right? You can just give it coal. I don't know how long it can last off coal, but yeah, it's fine. And then it's got a tank cannon and a machine gun and a flamethrower. Wow, it comes with all these cool weapons. But mainly we're interested in this tank cannon. So in theory, if I just put some uranium, there we go, uranium cannon shells go in the tank cannon. So in theory, if I just put some uranium cannon shells in there, I should be able to be ready to face off against the big worm. Let's check SS Raimi to see if any have been supplied. It's yellow, which is a good sign. Oh, there we go. Uranium cannon shells have just arrived. Great. That's where? 25. I think 25 is more than enough to do it. So I'm going to cancel the rest of the request and we're going to send you back to Vulcanus. Now I'm seeing a good mix of everything on this belt, which pleases me. What I think I need to do is limit this thing to 1,000 because I don't want a full box of ammo and I don't think we ever need more than 1,000, right? So let me read the contents, and if this is less than 1,000, then we make more, otherwise don't bother. Yeah, that's good. Because we've got way too much ammo. I don't want this much ammo on my thing. I don't have room for anything else I actually need to bring. Alright, we're here now, so let's drop our uranium ammo off as a priority. Then let's drop off some more construction robots, our assemblers, some more beacons apparently, and all these construction materials, as well as maybe some repair kits. But anyway, we're on Vulcanus now, and when the orbital drop arrives, we should be able to load our tank. I'm not going to drive it down. This also has an equipment grid, which I'm not using. I don't think there's anything particularly useful in the equipment grid. Hopefully the worm doesn't immediately kill me before I can shoot off all my cannon shells. So I've got my uranium cannon shells over here. What I'm also going to bring is just some turrets and stuff, so that maybe there's like a distraction for it while I shoot it. Let's just bring like 50 turrets and all our ammo. Can't hurt, right? Now I'm going to load up my tank with the 25 uranium shells. I hope that did the right thing. Great. And now we're off to go hunt down that worm that's plaguing our tungsten coal patch, our tungsten ore patch. Alright, trying to drive the tank around looking for this damn worm is annoying, so I'm just going to dismantle the tank and then run around and find it myself, because I'm not even in the right zone anymore. So hopefully we... Oh, I see it. I see it. Alright, here we go. I can see my worm on my map, so I'm going to set up my tank now and give it petrol and all the stuff that it needs. Where is my tank? Over here. Now we need petrol for the tank, some coal, and we need the uranium ammo loaded in. There we go. Let's go see if we can't kill it now. God. Getting around that rock was a nightmare. That was harder than fighting the actual worm. Alright, there's the worm. I'm going to start shooting it. What's my range? Well, I didn't do anything. I just wasted like 1 billion ammos. It's coming now. Oh wait, it was doing something. Kill it. Quick. Oh, run. Run. What the heck? I killed it. That was it. I killed a demolisher. Amazing. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Kill a small demolisher. That was a small demolisher. But that's alright. That wasn't too bad. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it was. I thought it was just going to kill me. But we lived. The demolisher is dead. Now let's validate my theory that this is now a safe zone. Yes, exactly. The red is gone. That means we are safe now to harvest this tungsten patch. Awesome, 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 awesome. So I'm going to set everything up now. And if there's anything interesting to talk about during the setup, I will talk about it. But I think we're pretty much just free to slap down this blueprint and then we're done on Vulcanus. Oops. Yeah, slap down that blueprint and we're done on Vulcanus. I'm gonna... Why am I in my tank? Slowest thing ever. Come here, tank. We'll save the tanks in case, I don't know, if the worms respawn one day. I don't know if the worms ever respawn one day or they just die permanently. Are they an endangered species or what's going on? I don't know. But we will build our factory probably to the northmost as we can. We need to dismantle our old factory to start with. Alright, I'm going to have to cut off all these systems because I need them to all stop producing stuff now. Because there's going to be a lot of storage stuff to move. So I'm gonna get some storage boxes the same way I did my old system. I'm just trying to figure out where is the best place to store stuff, because I'm thinking we're gonna build our new system up around here somewhere, but I don't want my storage boxes to be like in the way. So I might build it along the side of a cliff or something like this. Here we go. Let's start by emptying our inventory. We're dismantling stuff, so we don't need anything in our bags. I'm gonna roughly sort everything. Military stuff can go here. Is important uranium cannon shells. Back to sorting. Alright, time to start dismantling stuff. Oh, right, I need my construction bots. It's gonna take a while. I don't know, I find dismantling stuff really therapeutic. It's just, I don't know, I'm weird. Stop producing stuff for me, please. First step to dismantling is stopping more production. We might need to make some more foundries, but hopefully we have all the raw material we need to do that. Should really use a proper deconstruction planner at this point in the game. I have no more excuses. Maybe I'll be smart and use a box to drain these belts instead of trying to manually drain them. Oh, first inventory dump is going to be steel. And we've got tungsten, which is great because we're probably going to need this to make more foundries. Oh, we've got some calcite too. Put all the tungsten related products in here. My god, the thing I was using to drain is all limited. Okay, the belts are all draining slowly. Great, look at that. Beauty. We'll let those belts drain. We're going to keep deconstructing on this side first. Okay, that's all my copper plates and stuff. I like to leave these construction supplies because they might come in handy as we're trying to build our new base. If we're missing like bits and bobs, we don't have to just always import it from another planet. So I want to keep the power going for a while. So let me just dismantle everything except for the power structure. Getting there, guys, getting there. Wasn't as bad to disassemble than my Gleba base. Remember my Gleba base? Holy moly, that was a pain. I couldn't even do that in one go. This I can at least disassemble in one go. Because we tried to build it as small as humanly possible to learn the process. I mean, if I really wanted to be super efficient, I wouldn't even bother learning the process here. I just go learn the process in the test mode. But that's like too much, right? Then I'm just like playing in test mode and slapping down blueprints. Is that even fun anymore? Might leave some of these boxes of stuff over here because I might need these mining drills. Okay, I'm gonna empty my inventory again. Oh man, it's so many raw materials. Alright, foundries, we're gonna leave over here. The pipes. So many pipes. Cool, we're getting there. Only a little bit of base left over here. Alright, I think we've done most of it. I don't think anything is providing us power anymore. Oh, this is still providing us some power. The calcite is still coming, and the sulfuric acid is still coming, which means the steam condensation is still coming, which means power is still going. Great, we've got like a starter source of power. Now let me empty the rest of my inventory, and then we can get started on the build. Great, I'm gonna bring all the stuff that I have, and we'll get started. Need some long arms. We'll get all our power stuff, big electric poles. I'm sure we're missing a lot of stuff, but that's fine. Refineries, these. We need our foundries, obviously. We need our construction buildings, assemblers. Yeah, we need all our this stuff. We got a bunch of stuff over here. We need pipes. Probably need like a lot more pipes. Anyway, we'll just come grab stuff as we need it. Let me check my rocket silo to see what else I need from here. Obviously, we need our productivity module. Where's our productivity modules? Oop. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff here as well. We've got belts. I don't think I need that many belts. But I probably need more splitters. And I don't know what else I need in here. Definitely all our productivity modules and all our beacons and chem plants and stuff. Probably more assemblers. But we'll slap down the blueprint and then we'll see how we go. The big question is, where do I slap down the blueprint? Oh, science is still going. Excellent. Let me get rid of a lot of this stuff. So this is coming down from, this is the tungsten, right? And this is the lava. So it makes sense to slap it down somewhere here. These are all fiery trees. Do I need to like get rid of these fiery trees before I put down my buildings? I feel like they're gonna set things on fire all the time. There we go. Fiery trees are gone. So many fiery trees. I'm feeling like I want to do it up here near the tungsten, because where is calcite? Calcite is there. So either way, it's either going to be far from the tungsten, far from the calcite, or far from the coal. But I want to get away from the coal patch too. Doesn't really matter where we do it. We'll figure it out. Be near lava as well. So I think this area should suffice So I'm gonna slap down the blueprint now and see how we go. Vulcanus complete. All right, everything on my blueprint is coming down on the right. Is that a good thing? I probably want to do a vertical flip so that everything's coming from here on the left. Or do I want to do a horizontal flip as well and everything comes from the right? Then I want everything to be on this side as possible. And this green is showing me that it's happy to just do it here. Are we happy to do it just here? I mean, here is as good as any place, right? This build is kind of tiny as well. It's not really that big. Yeah, we'll let our construction bots do their thing now. And we'll just be chilling and see what we're missing. Did I send my SS Raimi back? No, I didn't. Let's go. Wait, I said go to Nauvis. Why are you not going to Nauvis? Uh-oh, what's wrong? What's wrong now? You're completely out of stuff. You're completely out of stuff. The asteroid belt is not spinning in loop-de-loops anymore. It got jammed somehow? What? How is that possible? The asteroid belt got jammed somehow. I've never seen a jam up till now. Weird glitches. It's just slowly making its way back at 66 kilometers per second. That's fine. It should overproduce fuel, right? It should be going up in fuel. Yeah, everything's going up in fuel. Cool. It's getting more efficient. It's getting faster. It'll make it back. I'm sure of it. How are my bots doing? Ah, we need 10 billion turbines. Sure. We can do 10 billion turbines. We can ship them or we can potentially just make them here ourselves. This is the output to the lava. So we've got to do that. But I think the most important input into this entire system is this central steam producer. So let's get sulfuric acid and stuff in. Let me get the rest of the stuff that I can build and we'll go from there. Apparently we need a bunch more of these. And we need a bunch more turbines. Now, can I make turbines on site? How many turbines can I make? I need a bunch of gears, a bunch of pipes, and a bunch of copper plates. I feel like I can make every single turbine here. I don't need to ship them. A bunch of gears, a bunch of plates, and a bunch of pipes. I can make 16 turbines, and then I'm out of copper plate. That's not true. I got more copper plate. And I can make another 18 turbines. You reckon 32 turbines will be enough to satisfy this system? I don't know, but we'll find out. Now, let's do things in order of what we want to activate first. Obviously, I want my steam thingy-mabob to activate first to deliver power to this whole system. So what do we need for the steam thingy-mabob? We need the calcite, we need the sulfuric acid. So the sulfuric acid is over here, and I doubt I have enough to supply the whole system, but we will tune and adjust as we need to. So we'll work backwards out of the system. I believe this thing over here is my sulfuric acid main belt. Oops, don't accidentally delete random stuff. That's how you make a perfectly good blueprint. Go, what the heck is going on? Why is nothing working? Okay, that's a bit annoying. Stupid cliffs. Oh man, I'm so close to cliff explosives, I can taste them. I can taste the cliff explosives in my mouth. That sounds a bit wrong. But you know what I mean. They're so juicy. I can't wait. Great, that's one resource in. Almost. What? A little bit janky. Yes, that's one resource in. We've got sulfuric acid into the system. Now, over here, we've got sulfuric acid. We need calcite. How is calcite getting in and which belt is calcite? This is the calcite belt. Calcite, calcite, calcite. It's coming in from here. This is calcite. Let me just denote it by bringing it out this way. One of them is calcite, one of them is coal. So let's get that system going. Calcite is already here and should be continuing on happily. Turning at the edge of the coal patch seems like a good idea to me. Now we'll work backwards along this line. Now with calcite and coal, we should be able to make steam. So I think I'm good to hook it up into the main. And hopefully it's got the ingredients it needs to self-power at this point. If not, we'll do something about it. Okay, it doesn't like that. 0 megawatts. Oh, right, doesn't even. I just need it to be low powered. I don't even need it to be like good powered. Maybe I have to like manually load some materials in or something. Ah, there we go. It's going. Are you going? You're the most important thing. You're the MVP of this whole system. Yes, you're making water, but most importantly, you're making steam. And most importantly, we have 233 megawatts of power. Excellent. We need more steam turbines, which means we need more copper plate. Oh, God. What else do we need in this system? We need a roboport. Let's get a roboport going. I believe I bought a bunch of roboports. We need a bunch of logistics drones for the roboports. I didn't bring any logistics drones. All right, there's our first item that we need, logistics drones. Let's get, I don't know, like 200 logistics drones should be more than enough to carry the stuff. And there's our roboport. Anything else missing? Is it like crying about anything besides copper? And I'm not making copper plate anywhere. All right, cool. So the next thing to kick this system off is lava. So we have a pump over here. Where's our main lava input? And how do I get to it? Our main lava input looks to be the ones feeding into this machine, which is here, here, and here. So we need this one going up now, somewhere. Without lava, none of this works. All right, we've got lava in the system. And with lava, it's starting to produce a lot of this stuff. I might just ship the turbines we need. Let's just ship like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 turbines. So let's just ship 20 turbines over. Since we're shipping stuff anyway, might as well just ship the rest of the stuff we need. 20 turbines. Great. Then we got our rocket silo, obviously. That's not a problem. Let's hook out in our next input, which is coal. So let me build my proper coal mining column now. Now, I think this thing will tell me how much I need, right? And now I can test it properly because it wouldn't tell me how many coal things I need. I need a 30 belt of coal. So this is 17. So I need like double this. So essentially, I just need like this over here and this over here. And I mean, we can slap productivity modules in everywhere. But I don't have many more productivity modules. So I need to go to Raimi and get like 200 more productivity modules, probably. Productivity 200. There we go. And we'll slap productivity modules onto there. Let me go get my miners. Let me just even this out a little bit. Don't know why it's so uneven. There we go. Now we've got a mining column with coal. And this should be enough. 39. Perfect. Not enough to fill a blue belt, but enough for our system, apparently. See, I knew that thing was glitched. The other thing was like I had triple this and it was saying it was outputting like 1 coal per second. Definitely it was wrong. So the coal is right next to this thing. So we'll work backwards again. Try to make it reasonably neat wherever it can be. That's more than enough. Now we're going to take our big miners and start mining the tungsten up there. All right, what are you complaining about? Missing a bunch of what? I have no idea. We need to make big miners as well. We don't even have the big miners ready to make yet. But we should be able to make a bunch of big miners. Let me drop a foundry and let's find out. Yeah, I just need tungsten carbide. So I'm going to peel some tungsten carbide off this system and we're going to make it. I can't actually peel tungsten carbide off this system. I'm going to have to let it back up and then peel it off the system. But we need more big miners, I think. So how many do I have? I think I have enough to get this system started, but not enough to keep it going for any length of time. We've got 39 of them, but we've got plenty of tungsten. But more importantly, we have the big miners. We've got 7 of them. So let me go set that up over in our new tungsten patch that we have liberated now. This power is not actually connected to anything. Now I can connect the power properly instead of through this cliff face. Wait, did I just connect everything with substations? I'm an idiot. Let me fix that. Great, we've got power up here. Let's get our big mining drills down. We've only got 7 to start with, but 7 is good enough for now. Whatever productivity modules, you guys are getting them. So I want to preserve this tungsten. I want to come back when the tungsten runs out. All right, let's run the belts down and let's send our space platform over. I think the only other thing I need for this is buffer chests. So let me get some buffer chests going and then we'll send our space platform over. I don't think I'm missing anything important. Let's get just 50 will do. That's more than enough. All right, let's run this out and see if we're good on the power. Well, the power is going to be good, but are we good on the quantity of tungsten? Are we happy with this much tungsten and is it possible? So this many drills, they provide 3.84. So we need 10 times this. Okay. Let's see once we cover this entire area what it looks like. We might have to take the productivity modules out of here. But for now, this is good enough. I don't also need to produce 4 science per second. That is a little bit excessive. Where does this run to? This side. Okay. I'm just going to run it with belts now because there's no demolisher coming to kill me. So I don't need to like conserve stuff over here. I don't believe there's any more threats on the base. So we're actually pretty good. The rest of this belt should be all gravy. And we just need to figure out where to tack it into our main system. So let's bring this down, and around. I believe it's just this belt, right? Yeah, that's the one that's being split for tungsten. And that's it. That's everything. We just need to scale the quantities accordingly. So that's fine. Now, space platform Raimi, are you good to go? You've got the buffer chest, everything. Well, it's as much as I remember. So if I've forgotten anything, we'll just have to do another round trip. But that's all good with me. Let's go to Vulcanus. And we are going to set up your logistics now. So we're going to wait until all requests are satisfied. And our exports are going to be metallurgic science. And we want 2,000. And we just want 1 shipment of tungsten carbide. 500. We need to do lots of shipments of tungsten carbide. So we might need to expand our Vulcanus infrastructure at some point. But Vulcanus infrastructure should be very easy to do. Let me change this to Vulcanus exports. Excellent. Add station Nauvis. All requests satisfied. I think that should be fine as long as I request all of the stuff on Nauvis. Will that wait? Because normally my Nauvis station is waiting for stuff, but this is different because as soon as I hit Nauvis, I have no requests from Nauvis. So any requests 0. Circuit condition, damage taken, item count, time passed. Can we just do time passed, like at least 2 minutes? That should be enough to drop off any stuff, right? Also, I want carbon to stop going into this system now. Where is carbon? This carbon needs to stop going in because I need space for my stuff. And yeah, so we're at Vulcanus now. So let's drop off our missing items. All of this, all of the productivity modules. Yeah, sure, these two for future cases. Now it's gonna wait here till stuff exports, but obviously nothing can export yet because I haven't set up my rocket silo or anything. So let me quickly go set that up. Oh, all the stuff for the rocket silo has been producing. I could have been making rockets this whole time. I don't have these buffer chests, but where's metallurgic science? Why are you not producing? Because tungsten is not producing. Tungsten is not producing because you got no molten iron. Molten iron, what are you doing? Stone is not being dealt with. Ah, I've forgotten one thing. The stone, the terrible, terrible stone. All right, cool. We need to go burn this in lava. So let me quickly do that. I need like a flat bit of lava because we need like more than one grabber to take this into the lava. I also need power. Will this take it into the lava? Great. This one won't. This one will. But I don't have any more space for that. Can I put one here? No. 2 is enough, maybe? I don't know. We'll see if that's blocking it. I don't think that's going to be the blocking factor anyway. So let's just do a few over here this way as well. We can find a better lava dumping ground for it later, I suppose. But for now, let's just get rid of it. I think these two should be able to keep up. So everything's going now. Great. Tungsten is coming into the system. It's getting backed up here somehow. Now you should be starting to produce metallurgic science packs. Beautiful. And we're getting some science packs. Now we need to get all our stuff. Space platform Raimi, you've delivered all your cargo. Get rid of this stuff as well. You can drop some more repair packs, sure. I don't think there's any more threats on this planet, so that's good. Let me grab all the stuff and finish our build. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. So we need to take... Do we have to take stuff out? Is that why like stuff isn't being delivered? Did we deliver the stuff we actually need? Our logistics bots and such, and our productivity modules. There we go. Now I think I'm good on this. I want tungsten carbide to be in excess, so I don't want that much science. I just want one of these making science. I think that's like way more fast, like way fast enough for me. So that's good. This rocket is good now, and these requests are going to slowly get satisfied. Cool. Of course, we need our logistics robots in here, and we need a tick automatic from space platform. Great. Now, obviously, we don't have a load of anything to deliver back home yet. That's going to just take time to do, but I believe all of this stuff is done. Do we have any more complaints on this planet? Nauvis and Gleba. Gleba is fine. Oh, what is happening at Nauvis? What is all this stuff? Oh, you got way too much this. I have no idea what the logistical solution to having too much science is. I mean, that should never be a problem because you should just constantly be researching stuff. What are we running out of? Blue science now. It's always something random. Yeah, we definitely got to... Now that we've got the 2 sciences and cliff explosives, it's definitely time to go into Nauvis and get all this sorted. Because at the moment, we should get a second cargo landing pad for orange science as well. You can only build one landing pad per surface. What? Let's get carbon fiber out of this thing because we're running out of space. Oh, of course I can't find carbon fiber anywhere. Why would it be existing? There we go. 100,000 carbon fiber. Great. You guys go do that. Now, hopefully that's good. But the important thing is we've got no issues on Vulcanus. One entity is missing construction robots. One entity is missing repair packs. Can I have like useful alerts? Like these alerts are way too sensitive. It's like, just give me a sec. Like if a problem is constant, then tell me about it. But otherwise, I don't care. Just chill. Do I have construction bots on me? I can never tell if I have construction robots. What happened to all my construction robots? Did I put them in the logistics bay? No. Do I have yeah, I have construction robots on me. Why aren't you going to repair whatever you need to repair? One entity is missing construction robots. It's this thing near the plastic thing. I can't see what it is. Ah, here we go. There we go. No, one entity is still missing construction robots. I think it's just fading now. And it takes so long to fade. Like once something gets fixed, it should just disappear forever. 2 entities are being damaged on Raimi. Yes, that's the side asteroids coming to kill everything. Which is fine. Because hurry up and do stuff. Yep, tungsten is still the missing factor, obviously. So at the moment, it's obviously producing science really, really slowly. So we need to get Raimi out of here, I think. Let's just go to Nauvis for now. Because if it stays here, it's just going to slowly get destroyed, right? So while it's doing that, I need to fix up the rest of this area. So we finished the build, but our input isn't correct at the moment. So we need to fix all our inputs. So the first thing that we need to do is build more big mining drills. So let me grab my mining drills and shove them all in there. Molten iron. Molten iron is already here, but kind of hard to get out. Let me just pull a belt from wherever I can. Coming out over here, kind of. So I'm going to pull it from down below. We've got 1 billion of everything and no pipes. Alright, we've got molten iron in there. Now we need tungsten carbide, electrical circuits, and red things. So let me chuck down a couple of steel chests, which I should have plenty of steel to make. Let me dump some of my inventory back. We'll take our engines. We'll take our red chips and we will put them over here. I have no idea how many of these we need to make, so we'll just make as many as humanly possible. And hopefully with the excess supply of this stuff, we'll be able to do more stuff. Okay, we can only make 1, right? Because it takes 20 tungsten carbide. So I need to pull tungsten carbide out of this system temporarily. You can do this. I'm gonna do this like little hack here. Ah, just put it in a box, don't be complex. I was trying to pull it out of both systems, but that's fine. You can be the only one supplying tungsten carbide. You just make me tungsten carbide here. Whoa, that's a lot of tungsten carbide. It's so fast, I can't handle it. If I had an active requester chest, I could get a bot to do this, but I don't. So I'm just gonna do it with steel chests. And I got rid of all my steel. Excellent. You can share a box. Since I don't have many tungsten carbide. Big mining drills can come out into a box. And there's no power. Okay, I got 3 more. How many more can you make? I don't know. But let's go put down our 3. Every single one we put down will enhance this process a little bit. Check what's being damaged. That's Nauvis problems. I don't think Nauvis has any issues. It's the same old story on Nauvis. That top right section is getting hammered. Now let's position this a little bit better. What is that? Is that lava? Like 1 tile of lava? Alright, that'll have to do. I don't think I moved it. I moved it 1 tile to the left. Enjoy. Cool. Tungsten is coming out again. Now we want productivity modules on everything here. So we can add some more. Alright, that's it for now. We got 10. 10 is better than whatever we had before. So 4 more. What do we run out of? Of course, tungsten. But we've got a tungsten maker right here that can make plenty more mining drills. Am I going to run out of red circuits? It only takes 10 red circuits, so I don't think I'm going to run out of red circuits. Put it in the right box probably. Would be a good idea. Are you continuously making stuff? No. Why? Because you have no tungsten, obviously. Duh. I think that's the last problem we need to solve, the tungsten, and then we're sweet. Okay, we've got 9 more drills. Let's double up. Wait, I want 1 more. There's only 6. Damn it. Is that enough for 1? Oh, it is enough for 1. I mean, we can obviously find another patch of tungsten, go kill another worm, and then just bring all the tungsten we can use, but I'm lazy, so I'm just going to go with this one. Whatever this 1 tungsten patch supports is what we're going to go with until it runs out, and then maybe we'll find like 2 or 3 more tungsten patches somewhere else. So we can double this up now. think this is all. Oh wait, we can do a couple more over on this side. Probably like one more on this side too. That'll cover that one. Now, how do I get the belt out? I guess it's gonna have to do the loop-de-loop reverse thing and just be like one belt. Oh, this stupid thing. And the more I build belts, the less I can do stuff, right? So maybe I should manipulate, like not be so rigid on my other stuff, like where the machines go. Hup. Lava. So they had to add one annoying thing into this, which is the tungsten carbide. That's, hold on, how much is this? This is 11, so this is a third of what we needed before, but we've removed half the requirement from the science thing to produce 2 instead of 4. So hopefully this 11 is good. Let's see how many more we've made now. This is nowhere near a full belt. We can make a few more drills. I'm going to just cover this patch and then it's just going to be whatever it is. That's going to be the speed at which this place operates. How much science have we created and how much tungsten have we made? Let's have a look. Very slow. Very, very slow. Oh man, we might have to get a second belt of tungsten and merge it, but we'll see. But man, routing tungsten into this system is just a whole nother headache, right? I'm back with some more drills, so let's see where we can put more drills. We can put 1 here, 3 there, 1 more, 1 more. Nope, I can't hit the ends of these patches. Not like this anyway. What if I move these a little bit this way? Now we can hit all the tungsten at least. And I bring that one down a little bit to get the belt out. This is the ugliest. These big mining drills are super ugly. There we go, we got 3 more. I think the entire patch is pretty much covered. We could shove a couple more drills on the back end. Oh, I'm stuck here. Really? It's so hard to navigate through here. We could shove a couple more drills on the back end like this, just to help out a little bit. I don't think it really helps out. Probably can't even route the belt in. There you go, a little bit more. I don't know, this is like how many? 15, half of what we need. All right, great. That's fine. I'm happy with 15. So this really was slow because the drill is advertised to run at 2.5 per second, right? And in reality, it's running at 2.5 per second, but 0.75 per second. Because it's what? Because it's tungsten and it's harder to mine. Okay. Oh, but then I haven't got productivity modules in most of these, so it's going to be even slower. But hopefully the patch will last a lot longer with the productivity modules in. Now we're at 13. Alright, I think it's worth it though, because I don't want to come back here and have to like find a new patch of tungsten, kill another giant worm. So we're just going to run the whole system on 15 and see if like 2 science per second is like pretty fast, right? The platform will probably have to wait in orbit for quite a long time. So if it takes 2 per second, maybe we have to like wait at Nauvis for like 10 minutes and then go back. Let's see if this is like constantly producing now. Yep. These don't need speed anymore then. Then I can get productivity in both of these. So this tungsten produces now at 4.3. This consumes at 2.5, leaving plenty of spare tungsten, which is great. And it'll consume a lot less tungsten ore. Now it only consumes 10 and this consumes 14. But do I need both of these? Because what's this thing feeding? This thing's only feeding this, right? This only needs 3.78 and this thing makes 4.3. So really, this one doesn't need to exist. This one only needs to exist to like produce this to help out. But otherwise, this doesn't need to exist. Let's get rid of it. I'll leave the stuff here just to like denote that there was a module here. So now this whole system should consume a lot less tungsten ore. Now it only needs 12 and we're producing 13. Cool. So that'll get the system running continuously at 1.5. What? Why is it 1.4? Why was my testing like a lot higher than this? Interesting, interesting. Not really that interesting, but apparently I did need a second one of this. Okay, let's see. If I put a second one of this, now it consumes tungsten at 3.68. This is producing tungsten not fast enough anymore. Let's chuck the speed modules back in. I want the productivity modules though. Now that's 3.19. Nah, I think 1.5 is fast enough. We'll just go with the slower science. So it'll just take longer, but at least it's consistent, right? And at 1.9, how many seconds does it take to make 2000 science? These are packed at 200 each. Isn't that different to the other thing? I'm so confused. So this already made 2,000. So let me calculate really quickly how long it takes to make 2,000 science for a shipment. So apparently it takes 23 minutes or 1388 seconds. So, oh crap, what happened? I've run out of power. Sulfuric acid has run out. I need to kickstart off this sulfuric acid process with a solar panel. Why did that happen? Let's go basics and we'll get our solar panel down. I think because sulfuric acid is so key to this whole process, I'm going to get my pump jacks constantly pumping solar panels in here. I mean, with a solar panel backup bay over here, just in case. We'll get some accumulators. We'll get some solar panels, and we'll have the solar panels power this area so that it's always gonna work. Where's my accumulators? Didn't I have a thing for accumulators? Here we go. Solar panels plus accumulators. So they work at night. Shutting down the system is a big problem for us. Okay, so we're pumping sulfuric acid now into the system. And hopefully we need to get something in here. How do I get this kick-started? Oh man, how do I get just this machine kick-started? If I give it a little bit of power, it's not just gonna work, is it? Yeah, the sulfuric acid stopped for a second and I think the whole system just died. Did it work? Oh, sulfuric acid is going in. Why is this so slow? Low power. But once it gets a little bit of steam, you should be good, right? Let me quickly get some more pump jacks into the system. Steel gear electronic circuit. Crap, I have no more gears. Hopefully that little extra bit helps a bit. Now, how much sulfuric acid do I actually need for this system? This thing states that I need 800, like say 900 sulfuric acid, right? And this thing produces 200. All right, so obviously the system doesn't work properly without the sulfuric acid. Duh. I've covered this entire area for sulfuric acid and it's still only producing 661. Now, how much sulfuric acid is here? 4,000%. If I put speed modules into all of them, then obviously it's going to meet the demand but drain this area faster. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea, but yeah, there's your 1,000 sulfuric acid with speed module, but that 4,000 is going to drop real quick. So I'm sure we're going to have to come back here and redo resources. But right now, I just want the science. Honestly, I just want the science because with 2,000 this, I can get cliff explosives and all the good stuff that I need. And we finally have our 2,000, so we're going to send it over. SS Raimi's already here. What? When did I send this over? All right, automatic, go. 250. Is that how much it does? 250. So I don't want 500 maybe. I want 250. I don't care about the tungsten right now. I want the science. So 3 rockets worth. Great. It's going to make 3 rockets worth and send it up. Then we're going to go to Nauvis and we're going to pass over the 1200 seconds. We'll go 1,000 seconds past. Because after 1,000 seconds, another 2,000 science should be ready. Maybe not 1,000. Let's go 800 second pass and we'll see how that goes. Now, back on Nauvis, we need to set up the space platform to actually deliver. So let's go to the cargo landing pad and let's request 200k of this. That's too many zeros. Not that it matters, buddy. Then let's request 50,000 of those. There we go. Why is this sending asteroids out? I don't know. But I think we're good now. Let's just double check we've satisfied all of the requests. So we've got 6,500 steam. That's great. And this thing is producing 3,500. No, that's water. This thing's producing the 7,100. Good. So our steam is all good. Our lava is not high enough. Right, we need a second pump for lava. That's right, we did remember that. But that's not a problem. Where's my lava? So let's get 2 pumps going. Now, 2 pumps will pump 2,400 lava. Great. So that's the lava sorted. Now, this system is requiring 17 tungsten. I think we're close enough to that. 5-point thing carbide. That's definitely good. Then it needs coal, 26, and we're supplying 30. All right, cool. So this system should be continuously running now. And now we're producing 2.19 science per second. All right, cool. Because it was under low power, that's why it was kind of struggling, I guess. So SS Raimi. Now, we probably don't need 8 seconds. Let's just wait 500 seconds, and then we'll test if that's like backing up the science or not. Great. Everything is looking good, I think. What do you got on you? SS Raimi. You've got 2,000 science. 5 times, that's 1,000 science. All right, let's just start with 1,000 science a shipment. And then off we go, and then it'll come back every 500 seconds to collect 1,000 science. Because yeah, the science production will take a while, I think. I don't know. We'll test it out and we'll see. I'm a little bit confused right now in terms of the timing because we don't have a reload time on back at home. So yeah, that's an issue. But we'll stay here for a bit. We'll drop our first science pack off. Let's go back to Nauvis and let's set up the science to go actually into the system. So where can I even load science? I can't. I need to go back to Nauvis to actually set this up. Damn it. I need to redo my science area. Okay, that was silly. Well, we'll let it run for a bit, and then when it comes back, I will prep myself to leave the planet. Before I do, I want to put my construction drones into the system, so if I do need to build anything, I can. So where's my construction drones? We'll get 50 in there, and then we'll properly set up a logistics system here. Alright, so we'll probably set up a logistics system here with this. Oh, the middle is a little bit uncovered. I want to set it up so that I don't have to come back here. The worst thing would be like some minor glitch that I can fix remotely, but because I haven't set up these logistics, then I can't actually do anything. That would be terrible and hilarious. Alright, no harm in setting up logistics like this. Let me just power this one. I don't think our power situation is that dire because we're not producing at that volume anymore, right? But everything is going, like our rocket parts are going continuously. Everything's going continuously. Over here, we just got to wait a little bit for the 1,000 science and then we'll go back and forth. Now, I don't mind going back and forth continuously because it costs me nothing. It's not like I'm dropping uranium ammo, so I need to like conserve uranium ammo because SS Raimi is a lot more efficient than the other place. So 500 seconds passing is probably a bit much. Let's go 250 seconds past. 60 seconds past. 1 minute. And then we'll go back. Because I feel like I've already got the science for it now, almost. By the time it comes back, it'll be pretty close. Maybe 1 minute is a bit ambitious. Let's go 3 minutes. 180 seconds. 3 minutes. Wait to drop it off. But check it out, guys. Big accomplishment. We finally have metallurgic science, which means we can finally research. We can finally research cliff explosives. 500 for cliff explosives. We have opened the doorway, guys. We have opened the doorway. Next episode, we're going to dump our inventory and we're going to test, between this and next episode, I'll test if all this is working properly. But we are pretty much done here on Vulcanus. It was a lot less painful than Fulgora. We had to work a little bit to figure out how to kill the damn worm, but once we figured out how to kill the damn worm and liberate our area, everything became a lot easier. So we can look for more patches of tungsten and stuff like that if we really want to. But at the moment, this system is working well. It should be all in balance and should run for a long time until the tungsten ore gets mined out. Then we can venture further out there and get more tungsten. I can see a little bit of tungsten out here. So yeah, we can definitely do stuff, lots of stuff to do. Probably need more sulfuric acid at some point too, so we need to like get out there. But yeah, that's a future Alan problem. Present Alan is going to unload his inventory and get the hell off this planet and go back home. And we're gonna go back home with a vengeance. We've got cliff explosives. I'm gonna blow up every single cliff on my entire map that I can see. So that's gonna be really fun. If you don't want to miss out on that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.